Shalom, 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 Israel. I want to start this by giving all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Ruach Kodash, who this world so ignorantly calls God, and Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit, and the ancient Paleo Hebrew tongue. I want to give double honors to the elder of the men of Israel, Camp Elder Kazak, who teaches well, who rules well. I want to give double honors to the elders of GMS. All right, well, to the elders across the four corners of the globe, starting with GMS from Elder Tahar on down. All right. I want to give salutations to the brothers that are of the hopeful elect. I want to give a shout out to the brothers that are of the speckled bird causing confusion among the heathen. To all y'all brothers, I'd like to say, Shalom. All right, I'm going to name this video, I'm going to dub this video, Sometimes We Gotta Be Quiet, man. All right. There's a situation that happened with me at work, and I'm being blamed for things that I didn't commit, that I didn't do, right? So, let me give you the situation. So I'm a tech, a housing tech, you can call it a maintenance man or whatever, but we fix everything on different properties, Yeah, you can have an AC one day. You can have some drywall one day. You can have some plumbing. You have to fix a fridge or a dishwasher or whatever. But all right, so everything is done by work orders, right? So this property that I'm at currently, all right, when I first got here, there were 90 work orders or 100 work orders. I got them down to what, 5 in 3 weeks or a month or something. The last guy that was here, he didn't do a damn thing, bro. Right? So, and we have something that's called make readies, and that's when somebody moves out, the maintenance man or the tech, he goes in and he fixes everything up, makes the unit look pretty for the next tenant because you're making it ready for the next tenant. That's the name, make readies. Right? So on this property, we have, as of today, we have 0 work orders, and we have maybe 2 make readies or 3 make readies that's not done. All right, so that shows that I'm doing my job, man. Because when I got here, it was 100 work orders, man, and damn 30 make readies or something, But I get a note telling me all the things that I'm doing wrong, I get an email from the head manager saying all the things that I'm doing wrong, but I know I'm not doing nothing wrong, but it's a cover up for her because the higher ups came down on her, right? So the process in dealing with these make readies is I go in, right, and I do all the maintenance, fix everything up, make it pretty like I was saying. Then the painters come in because they're going to paint the unit, right? And these are apartments I'm talking about. They're going to paint the unit. And then after that, the flooring guys are going to come in, right? So whether it's getting carpet or vinyl or both, they're going to come in and do their thing. Then lastly, the cleaners are going to come in and they do their thing. But once I get done doing the maintenance, it's no longer on me. It's for the office, the leasing agent or the manager to schedule these things. That's not on me. My work is done. Right? They still come down on me, man. For what? And that's why I come to the conclusion they came down on you for you not doing your job. Because I'm doing mine. But, man, you'll be accused wrongfully, man. And we're going to go and get that in First Peter, Salakim, you will suffer wrongfully, You will suffer wrongfully, man. And there are many different forms of suffering wrongfully, and this is one of them. When you did your job correctly and somebody still put the blame on you because they doing something wrong or they're lacking, and that's how Esau operates. Because that's why they the head manager. They not gonna put no smoke on their name. They're not gonna own up to it and say, you know what, I did it. That's my bad. I was wrong. I'll fix it. No, they gonna say it was his fault. That's how Esau worked, man. That's how Esau works, man. But you know what? And I was pissed too. Generally upset, fuming, man. Just mad as fuck. Because I work in the sun all fucking day, man. You know, out there getting cooked and baked. Just for somebody to tell me I'm not doing my job properly, bro, it's bullshit, man. And there is a whole rundown of the email, you know what I mean? But on this video, I'm not gonna go to my email and all my personal information and shit. I'm not doing that. But I should have screenshotted it so y'all can see the things that were being said, man. And it's just BS, you know. It's just BS. But all right, so along with that, let's go to the script, man. Let's go to the script. So no matter what you do, man, you know you gonna have to suffer wrongfully, man, and it's truth. You know, I mean, this is just some day to day, but I mean, it applies, man. All right, all right, yeah. All right. This is 1 Peter 2:19. Excuse me, Salakia. For this is thankworthy if a man for conscience toward Yahweh endure grief and suffering wrongfully. You know, now that suffering wrongfully, that's going into, you know, it, them being scoffers and talking about you. I mean, for truth's sake, you know what I mean? Because we will be martyrs for Yahweh Shai, you know what I mean? You know, we will be martyrs for the truth. You know, that can be verbally and physically, man. You can lose your life for this. That's why we live in sacrifices. But that's what this is going into. But you can also suffer wrongfully in the workplace, man. You know? Shit, you can suffer wrongfully amongst brothers. This is fact. Definitely can, but take that. You know? Take that. You know? You gotta take it, man. And sometimes we gotta be quiet, bro. Sometimes, man. You know? Alright? But that's really the point. The suffering wrongfully, man. For what glory is it if when ye be buffeted for your faults, ye shall take it patiently. But if when ye do well and suffer for it, ye take it patiently, this is acceptable with Yahweh. Okay? Alright. Here, let's go and get that in the NLT. I wonder what it says. What's it at, 19? I'm just going to read this part, but I'm going to go back into the King James Version too. Alright. Start at 19. For Yahweh is pleased when, conscious of his will, you patiently endure unjust treatment. You know, what is unjust treatment, man? That's not right. It's not right. It's not upright, bro. It's not an upright treatment. You know? All right. You got the just and you got the unjust. The good and the bad, right? All right. Verse 20. Of course, you get no credit for being patient if you're beaten for doing wrong, right? So, if you get judgment for doing wrong, you know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, you did wrong, you got to take that, you know? Right? But if you suffer for doing good and endure it patiently, Yahweh is pleased with you, man. So if you're not doing nothing wrong and you still if you're not doing nothing wrong and you still get unjust treatment and you take that patiently, the Lord is pleased with that, man. Right? Right? That's really what it's saying. But I just went into the NLT for more edification. You know, that's it. All right? Verse 21. For even hereunto ye were called, because of Mashiach Yahweh Shai also suffered for us, leaving us an example that ye should follow his steps, right? So you should follow his steps, man. Follow in the footsteps of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, right? And that's because he was perfect. He came here as a man and done all perfect to be that perfect example, right? Who did no sin, neither was guile found in his mouth. Who, when he was reviled not again, right? When he suffered, he threatened not. So when he was going through his suffering, he didn't threaten nobody, like get mad and go crazy and all that shit. You know what I mean? He just took it, right? But committed himself to him that judges righteously, who his own self bare our sins in his own body on the tree, that we being dead to sin should live unto righteousness, by whose stripes we are healed. It's through Yahweh Shai, through his sacrifice on the cross, that brought us back to the good master. You know what I'm saying? Right? We were able to go and pray. You know what I'm saying? He brought us back, man. That's it. He was the ultimate sacrificial lamb. And that's what that's talking about, right? Right? By whose stripes we are healed. All right. Verse 25. For ye were as sheep going astray, but are now returned unto the shepherd and the bishop of your soul. So we are now returned to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? All right. Well, here. It's Philippians 2 and 12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. That's just saying every man has to get his own salvation. You can't get your salvation off another brother. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody has their own walk and their own lot, bro. You know? Right? For it is Yahweh which worketh in you both to will and to do of his good pleasure. Do all things without murmurings and disputings. Meaning, bro, everything you do, man, basically do it cheerfully, man. Which is a tough task, but hey, the Lord said do all things without murmurings and disputings. So when you gonna do it, you can't go and be like, man, damn, I don't want, you know what I'm saying? Don't have no kind of kickback towards it, so to speak, right? All right, that ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of Yahweh, without rebuke, in the midst of crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as lights of the world. And that's what I wanted right there in verse 15, that ye may be blameless, man. That's what we gotta be, bro. We gotta be blameless. But even when we are blameless, bro, the unjust will still give us that bullshit, you know. The unjust, just like it said, man, unjust treatment, man. You will still receive unjust treatment, being blameless, you know. And why is that? Right? The sons of Yahweh without rebuke in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, man. That's talking about Esau, man. That's talking about Esau right there, bro. Who runs the world? Job 9:24. We are in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, man. You know? Right? Among whom ye shine as lights in the world. So among this crooked and perverse nation, we shine as lights in the world, man. Right? Why? Because we follow after Yahweh Shai, man. And what does it say in John 1 and 1? It's not John 1 and 1 actually, but it said it's in John 1 somewhere. It said that John was not that light, but John was sent to bear witness of that light, and that light was amongst all men. You know, that's why we are lights in the world, because we're walking after Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. He is the light. Right, matter of fact, here I go get it. All right, here we go. John 1 and 6. There was a man sent from Yahweh whose name was John. The same came for a witness. So he was a witness of Yahweh Shai in the flesh. All right. to bear witness of the light, right? So he was sent, John was sent to bear witness of the light, that all men through him might believe. He was not that light, but he was sent to bear witness of that light. So John was not this light, and he was sent to bear witness of the light. Verse 9. That was the true light, which lighteth every man that cometh into the world. All right? And that's through what? Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, man. All right? Having that spirit, having that Rakak Kodash on you. You know what I'm saying? All right? He was in the world, and the word was made by him, and the world knew him not. Okay? He came into his own, and his own received him not. Now that's a literal right there. I'm not gonna dig off into it. I'm just gonna, that's literal though, because when Yahweh Shai was in his hometown, it said, dang, what did it say? It said that he did not many great works there. They said, is this not the son of Joseph and the son of Mary? Is not his brother? And they went into the family, right? Right. So that's what that's talking about. A lot of people get that wrong, man. But as many as received him, to them he gave the power to become the sons of Yahweh, even to them that believe on his name. And that's him giving the true wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man. All right, which were born not of blood, nor the will of the flesh, nor the will of man, but the will of Yahweh. Verse 14. And the word was made flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth, right? Right. And that word, that's talking about Yahweh Shai. But I wanted to get into how he's the light, right? All right. That's why I went into it. All right. All right. And right here in this last script, that's why it says, among whom ye shine as lights in the world. We shine as lights because we walk in the footsteps of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. We try and strive for the mastery and strive for the perfection and be like Yahweh Shah. That's the light, man. That's the light. All right. But amongst doing that, amongst being blameless, you will still receive the unjust treatment, as the scripture said, man. And with that, sometimes we gotta be quiet, right? Yeah. Yeah, hell of a job, though. JB want to say something, you know what I'm saying? But, Jake, I understand and realize I try my best now. I got too much fucking responsibility, man. I got too much fucking responsibility, man. I gotta wave it off, bro. Like, she sent me all that shit. I just said I'll fix it. That's it, man. And keep it pushing, bro. I'm not even about to. But through the spirit, I see exactly what happened. Them higher ups came down on her. She ain't gonna say I did it. I'm wrong. She gonna blame it on the next best person, and that's Jake. That's me. God, right? God. But this is 2 Peter 3:14. Wherefore, beloved, seeing that ye look for such things, be diligent that ye may be found of him in peace, without spot and blameless. Now, this is in the truth and in your daily walk, man. You know what I'm saying? Be blameless wherever you go. Yahweh Shai was, right? Be blameless, man. All right. And account that the long suffering of our power of Yahweh is salvation. All right, so that long suffering is, man, that's patience. Long suffering goes into patience, man. All right, even as our beloved brother Paul also, according to the wisdom given unto him, hath written unto you, as also in all his epistles, speaking in them of these, in which are not some things hard to be understood, which they are unlearned and unstable rest, as they do also in the other scriptures unto their own destruction. Right, but this is the point that I wanted right here, man. Be blameless, bro. Be blameless. We have to be. We have to be blameless in this truth. And that's everywhere we go, man. It's a hell of a walk. Everywhere we go, we gotta try our best not to do nothing wrong. So you gotta stay in the spirit, always thinking like, you know, like nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? If I do this, nah, that might fuck that up. That you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So brothers, I mean this is just man. Jay just going through it, man. But Jake ain't complaining. Jake ain't complaining. It's a small thing. Small thing. It's a small thing, you know. But I pray that this was edifying. That some brother can take this to the workplace. He might be going through something, you know. Brother might be going through something at work. You know, he might need to hear this. I pray to Yahweh Shemi Hawashah that some brother can get edification from this. And with that, I'm gonna say shalom, brothers.